Homosexuality is illegal in most African countries. It's a situation that has drawn increasing criticism from many Western nations. Human rights activists, along with church leaders, say that the rights of homosexuals and other marginalized groups should be protected. VOS Paul Ndiho has our report.
In most parts of Africa, homosexuality is a taboo. It's illegal in 37 nations on the continent. Africans who are openly gay fear incarceration, violence, and to some extent losing their jobs. Last year, on his first presidential trip to his father's homeland, Kenya, U.S. President Barack Obama addressed the issue at a joint press conference with Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta.
When you start treating people differently, not because of any harm they're doing anybody, but because they're different, that's the path whereby freedoms begin to erode.
Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta dismissed the issue of gay rights as a non-issue.
It's very difficult for us to be able to impose on people that which they themselves do not accept. This is why I repeatedly say that for Kenyans today, the issue of gay rights is really a non-issue.
In Uganda, an anti-homosexuality bill received mixed reactions in Parliament. The draft law with death penalty clauses proposed in the original version was passed by the Parliament in Uganda in December 2013, with life in prison substituted for capital punishment. The bill was signed into law by the President of Uganda in February 2014. However, in August 2014, the Constitutional Court of Uganda ruled the law invalid on procedural grounds. Ugandan transgender activist Nicholas Mawanda says more needs to be done.
Today you're busy passing a law to, send someone to jail for life. But what if your son came out as a gay person? Would you send them to jail for life?
LGBT activists in Zambia are beginning to speak out about the treatment of homosexuals and other marginalized groups. Zambia's robust anti-homosexuality laws date back to the British colonial era. I recently caught up with Jane Kulaba, a renowned human rights activist, for her thoughts on the subject.
Such kind of issues are not supposed to be discussed in public, and nobody's ready to discuss anything concerning maybe gays, homosexuals, lesbians. They will take it as you are promoting immorality in the nation. So those are some of the challenges that we face.
LGBT rights activist David Mosonda says the government needs to create an atmosphere where the LGBT community, government can meet and engage with each other.
When you see even a person who is gay or who is a lesbian, who is intersex, let us not rush to killing them. They are a child to somebody. They are a father to somebody. Let us just look for remedies. What is the best remedy? If it's maybe to have an understanding with them, let us strike that particular balance.
In South Africa, Reverend Patson Kalaba of Presbyterian Church of South Africa says the people who feel oriented towards the people of the same sex should be embraced.
In my view, they need to be embraced. They need to be given space in society.
Across the continent, the subject of gay rights remains a very sensitive issue. But despite opposition, there is hope and victories for the LGBT community. Mozambique recently joined a small minority of African nations to decriminalize homosexuality. Paul Ndiho, VOA News.